Elisabetta Cridoli. I hope I pronounced her name right. Usually I talk about my own equipment and training, but this time I'm going to talk about her very interesting bike. She came 9th at PTO World Championship at Challenge Daytona. Amazing performance. And after that I was editing a video about Daytona and I asked her if I could use a photo of her very interesting bike in the video. I couldn't get to put that in the Daytona video, but I decided to make an entire video dedicated to her bike. Here we go. Before we start talking about her bike, just in case you don't know much about her, she's won Challenge Edizione and Lisboa in 2019. In 2020, she raced Super Sprint in Lago di Gusana and Olympic distance at Gena Gentu. I believe that's how it's pronounced. Then she came 9th at Daytona. She's coached by Bella Bayliss. Also, she's got quite interesting personal story according to her husband's site. So if you like, follow her on Instagram. Look for Elisabetta Cridoli in one word and follow her. So this is her bike. You can see Scott Sports Italia, Shimano Italy, Power Ovo, some of key sponsors or manufacturers for her. Her bike is Scott. Although it doesn't look like Scott, it is Scott. It's Scott Plasma 10 according to PTO site, but she said Plasma 4. To be honest, they are pretty much the same, and when it's modified like this, it doesn't almost matter anyway. They just come with different components and stuff. The frame size is XS. Her height is 163 centimeters according to the PTO site, so yeah, it's quite compact. It's got a special hydration system. Obviously you can see that a black triangle right in the middle. It was designed by her husband Jim Teese and Fabrizio Oru. So it's a very special thing. It's formed with resin, I think. Her extensions are by Oru, these as well, and they are mounted on Pro Missile base bar, this part. I think she used to use Pro extensions as well. Oru made really nice looking extension. I think the angle is perfect for her position. We get back to that later on about her amazing position. A bit of small nitty gritty thing. The front wheel has got a silica valve extender to make it even more aerodynamic. I'm pretty sure that's a silica one. That's on the head jet black 4 for the front. She's got jet black 4 for the rear as well, but at Daytona she was using this very setup. The rear is a Ron Iron X disc. It's very reasonable and light as well, and made in Poland, so I've been thinking about that too. Yeah, I think it's, yes, if you look at this setup, it's so tight. It looks like almost illegal for UCI plastic card rule. It's very, very tight. The tires are Vittoria Corsa Speed TLR 23. Interestingly, she uses a Giro Ace crankset but Power Oval 1x chainring. That part. obviously it's not round. It's a power oval. It's a lot more aggressive than rotor keyring, which I used to use. And I've been actually looking at these options as well. So that's why I was surprised by this triangle, but also the things as well, because I've always interested in that kind of setup. Keyring was good, but I thought I could find something better. And it's 1x, so for my setup, it could be quite good too. We get back into that 1x setup later on. But now, I want to talk about power oval. Yes, there is a debate on oval chainrings still, but my experience was quite positive. That's why I'm looking for some other options as well still. I can't use the old keyring because that had 170mm crank length. Anyway, enough about my setup. So the ovality of power oval is massive, 25%. Keyring, which I used to use, is 10%. So that's how oval that is. 10 versus 25%, that's a massive difference. It's a lot closer to all-symmetric chainring used by Chris Froome. That has got an ovality of 21.5%. So still, this power oval is more oval than all-symmetric. The faster you pedal, more gain you get from this oval chainring apparently. It's not that expensive either. I think 1x power oval for my crank arms costs only 130. It's designed for 1x, so small big kind of teeth won't let the chain go down. So that's something I really like to try. I said I would like to do the 1x setup, but yeah, the reason behind that is it's obviously more aero. If you look at this part, there's no front derailleur at all, and it's all closed off, so there's no doubt about that. It's even better. But even there is no triangle filling water bottle here, having a front derailleur at this point makes quite a difference. So that would be quite good. And obviously half the cabling when you're shifting. I'm not using the DI or SRAM ETAB, so that's a good news for me. If you look at this part, the cassette, it's very interesting. She uses Shimano XTR Di2, that one. So it's not Dura-Ace, but XTR Di2 with, do you notice this gold? It's a cassette by Leonardi. The smallest one is 9 and the biggest is 36T. She used a 3T cassette with 9 to 32 teeth at Daytona though. These are open standard by SRAM called XD or XDR and used for mountain biking and cyclocross mainly. And I think that's 1x11 setup. And yeah, having 9 here, and also this power oval is 54 teeth, I think. That's enough. It covers quite good range. Of course, there are some jumps in between, but I think for the majority of courses, it's good. It's light. I used to think about one bar setup has got more frictions, but that's when you bring the chain to these small cogs this end, but you don't really ride with the chain coming over 9 teeth all the time. So I think that friction thing is negligible. But the aero thing is all the time, unless you're going up the hill like 20% or something. Even the hill is 7%, you still go very quickly, and aero is a king. So I think this setup is beautiful. Someone who came up with this setup should be respected. I think it's so geeky. I'm pretty sure that's what her husband, Jim Teeth, he's Belgian guy, and yeah, amazing. On his side, he says he has been making custom 1x components for the last 20 years, so he's got a lot of experience doing this kind of setup. He's an athlete on his own as well, and obviously he's as geeky as his performance. Yes. Now, other things, pedals. There's a Dura-Ace pedals. Saddle. That's Scott's own Syncros Bellicata Tri. Yeah, very close to my choice again. It's a nice saddle. I read an interesting story about her saddle choice on husband's side as well. Apparently she had problems with saddles for a very, very long time, and Jim was sponsored by Cobb, so she tried everything, all saddles from Cobb, and they didn't go so well, and after a very long time she settled with ISM PL 1.1, and after that kind of process she changed to this Syncros, so that must have been a very good match. I don't think she would have changed that just because it's offered by Scott. I think she went for the actual fitting, matching with her body. Otherwise, I don't think she could have come 9th at Daytona. The cycle computer is Garmin Edge 130, Tri-Rig bottle holder, although the logo is covered up. The front brake is Tri-Rig 1 too. Another geeky choice. I can't tell if the rear one is as well, but I suppose that is also Tri-Rig brake. So Tri-Rig brakes. Yeah, it's a beautiful bike. Very beautiful. Nice setup. What I love about the stem is also Tri-Rig, I think. What I love about this is that it's got so much thoughts into it. You can't just buy something and have something perfect for you. It's all the bikes need to be tuned for you, not humans tuned for the bike. It should always be tuned for your body. Now we're going to have a look at other photos on her Instagram. This is without that triangular water hydration system. This one as well, the side view. This is how she rides. It's quite good. It's quite good. Look at her back. It's so flat. Obviously, it's during the training, so she hasn't got the lid on. I mean, she does have a lid, but it's not the TT helmet. This is how she used to ride. It's not bad, but she has improved her position quite a bit compared to... So she used to ride like this. The front end was quite high up, but then came really, really straight. Amazing form. Amazing form. Look at the difference. I mean, it's good, but when she brings her head up, head down a bit, the tail of her helmet goes up in the air. I mean, now as well, it's just here's a gap, and the flow doesn't go over her back so smoothly. Obviously, the air would get detached from here. So this is her older setup before she had Power Oval. So she tried the 1x setup, and that's SRAM 1x chainring put on the Dura Ace, older Dura Ace. You can have a look at the Pro extensions here as well. So yeah, that's her older setup. Oh yeah, here is the saddle I was talking about, ISM, like that. It's the positioning of the saddle is quite a lot, quite on the aft side, and if you try comparing this to where is it? That, you can see the difference. So yeah, a lot different. That to that, and from that to that. I think she brought the front end down a bit as well. Yeah, although it's like almost slammed down. Yeah, you can look at these cables here. It's quite messy, but with her new setup, yeah, the arm pads, these caps, customized as well, and it's really, really clean, very clean setup. The hydration system has got a straw tube going up here, so yeah, amazing. I just couldn't stop searching for the person who rides a bike when I saw this bike for the first time. That's how great this is. And this is her at Daytona. I couldn't pause it. Anyway, you can see how well her position is with her helmet. Her helmet is really, really right there. I can't stop it. Hang on, I'm gonna try it again. Okay, right here. Just the gap isn't there. Yeah, compared to, where was it? This one. Here's a large gap. She's using laser helmets for both of them. I think this one could be, hang on, I think Where is it? I think this one is a Victor, and this one is also... No, I don't think it's a Victor. Maybe it's a Victor. I think a laser helmet has got a model which you can put the tail on. And yeah, tail seems to be a good solution if you want to go faster, but if you're riding outside, you need to look where you're going and side with the road, and you move your head around. But with this setup, yeah, it's a lot better because you don't have this long tail. Although someone like Daytona could have been okay with this because you just stay in the same position for a long time. But yeah, in general, I think this is a faster setup because unless you ride on a velodrome, you move your head around. When you are eating, drinking, you definitely move your head around. So this is a really good setup. It's amazing how fast she could ride. And yes, the speed is important, but I guess with a really nice position like she has, and also with a nice bike setup like this, because this hydration system keeps the left foot and the right foot separated, and that really gives a difference when it comes to the turbulence, because when you disturb the air with a left foot, that affects the right, and right affects the left. But with this, it's just like the lower half of the bike is one piece, just this hydration and the disc. Oh, I hit the play again. So yeah, so this lower half of the triangle, front triangle, and the disc makes one surface. That's fast. That's really fast. Her head is tucked in behind her arms. Amazing stuff. I'm working on this kind of position too. Of course the output as well, but there's no point pushing so hard if your position is really bad, that's going to slow you down. The faster you go, the more you have to get aero, because the resistance is going to be massive. So what did you guys think about her bike? Please put some comments below. I'm going to put some details about her bike down in a description too, so you get to find out what she uses, and maybe you can dig deeper and find out all the details so you can apply that to your own bike. I love seeing this kind of bike well thought out and totally made or built for the athlete. I love it. I think Jim, her husband, has done it, the majority of it. I guess that's my guess anyway. He's good. If you look at his site, he has written... If you look at his site, you get to see how the whole thing has progressed to the state now, and it's a really interesting story. And you get to see all nitty-gritty about it. So I recommend you to go to his site as well. So that's all for today. See you in the next video.